Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we all know, he is a supreme personality of Godhead and none other than himself, Krishna. And he came in this material world 500 years back to teach us. So, if I say to teach us, I'll give you one example. In school, we go for learning, right? And the teachers who teach us, कि वो teachers जो हमें सिखाते हैं. So that doesn't mean that that teacher is also learning with us. She already know I, A, B, C, D, whatever we are learning from teacher. So she is already learner. And but she wanted to teach us. He wanted to teach us, and we learn. So the same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as a Krishna and Radharani's bhav in this material world to teach us. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived a very exemplary life throughout his life. And the later on, he lived a very exemplary life as a grahastha and sannyas also. How grahastha should be, how sannyas should be, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established this all examples himself by himself acharan. And the principles of pure devotional service he gave with these 8 verses. If I say, we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this 8 verses. Apart of that, he didn't wrote on any single literature. And we see all his disciples who wrote different books. Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Devotion, different books it is written. And taught us this, you can say it's a leading disciples like Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Ramananda Rai, and they have established a very wonderful shastras to us. So if I say further, Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they were very close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in a Prayag, he gave a 10 days shiksha. Means they were sitting in a Prayag bank of river Ganga, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally instructed Rupa Goswami for 10 days. If we say further, Sanatan Goswami in Varanasi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 2 months and personally instructed Sanatan Goswami. But ये सब जो हो रहा था, but it was just but close associate, because ये जो innermost feeling था, it is not for everyone. So whatever in separation of Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whatever he's experiencing, he's sharing. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never expressed his innermost feelings in everybody's in a crowdly, like very close associate, and they were talking about the different principle of the devotions. And this famous prayers, when this was recited, you can say it's a pure devotion, and it's a essence of all the literature, these 8 verses. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speak very less in front of the crowd, and but he gave us so much instruction to close associate Ramanand Rai, Rupa Goswami, and Sanatana Goswami. But sometimes, however, he speaks to his disciples like his Goswami, Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, very dear to him. And he used to teach them systematically whole philosophy. If we say an example, he instructed, as I said, Rupa Goswami, he instructed 10 days in Prayag in bank, and Sanatan Goswami also, as I told you. And this 2 months continue association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sanatan Goswami. And they have compiled, Sanatan Goswami compiled a very good book. And he taught Sanatan Goswami teachings of Krishna consciousness in Varanasi. And if I say in further, it's and also given instruction to this both Sanatana Goswami write books. They different studied, like Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami studied a different uh, scriptures, and with that all clarity that came, that with the association of Srimad Mahaprabhu, that that you say it's if we say in a deep literatures, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrote it at single, just a Shikshastakam he gave, and that Shikshastakam is not written by Mahaprabhu. It was told in a different devotees in a different places at a different time. So in I told in a group also, that is a Chaitanya Charitamrita, and keep that handy with the Chaitanya Charitamrita last canto, Antya Leela, chapter number. I'll just keep open that book. Antya Leela 3.20. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Leela, and 20th chapter. So we are going to speak on it. So there is a close associate of Ramananda Rai also. And this Samvad with Ramanand Rai, it is also called as a Rai Ramanand Samvad. And they were discussing so in detail in Jagannath Puri. And question and answer was happening between Ramanand Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The and it was Ramanand Rai answering the question of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which was asked by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Ramanand Rai said, okay, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are the knower of the everything, and you are asking, so you are making me as an instrument. So by asking, whatever answers Ramananda Rai is giving, it is for whom? It is noted down, and it is for us. So from Ramananda Rai, we got so many teachings. Similar with the Haridas Thakur also. And each of this, all the very scholars, very six Goswami, if you say Ramananda Rai, Sanatan Goswami, this is all the books what they have wrote. It is based on teachings of Mahaprabhu, association of Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu never wrote a single book. By all teachings and associations, Sadhu Goswamis and all others, Vaishnavas have wrote so many books. But in fact, just we say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only gave this 8 verses and that is also were from a different places. And how these Shikshastakam prayers was spoken by Mahaprabhu, as I said, in a different times and different places, and it was here and there. And the Rupa Goswami, chief follower, he he collected uh, this one book called Padyavali. So it was there. This eight verses were there in Rupa Goswami's book Padyavali. You can write it down, Padyavali. And then this books overviewed by Krishnaraj Kavidas Goswami, and he compiled this all 8 verses in a Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela. We can say in the 20th chapter. It is there. If you have a handy, so it is a chapters called Shikshastakam prayers. So this eight astakam, it was scattered in the Padyavali of Rupa Goswami, which is organized by Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami. So we say like this. This is a history of how the Shikshastakam prayer 8 verses are compiled and established. So it is one interestingly, this Chaitanya Charitamrita is a very long scriptures. We say, we all know, we all have must be having at home. So we have a vast. This is a, like we can say it has a Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, and Antya Leela. So pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before he took sannyas is called as a Adi Leela. But soon after taking sannyas, and he went to Jagannath Puri, going to the South India, different pilgrimage, western side, north prayers. We can say Vrindavan, Mathura, Varanasi, Prayag. All this pastime has in 6 years. This happened for the 6 years, and it is all in Madhya Lila. In Adi Lila, we all know, I said as it as till the sannyas, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas at the age of 24. So Adi Lila is from birth, Tattva. Initially, there was a Tattva by Krishnaraj Kavidas established it, and Madhya Lila is from 24 to 38 of age, and Antya Lila comes at from 30th to 48. This is what. And in Madhya Lila, he established Sankirtan movement in Madhya Lila. He was roaming in a different pilgrimage and make so many disciples. And he made many peoples into devotional service, turned devotee. So like if I say how Prabhupada traveled all over the world in 11 years for 12 times, as we all know. And he traveled all over the world and he made the devotee. How he made? I have heard from one Prabhupada disciple, and earlier also I mentioned you, that they simply said by Prabhupada's purity and his love, we become a devotee. We were not knowing about Krishna. They were not knowing about at all anything about Krishna. But still, by seeing the Prabhupada's purity, his pure devotion service, his purity, by seeing just purity, devotee, material people become a devotee. They all became devotee by glancing Prabhupada. When Prabhupada used to see them, and they were Prabhupada so compassionate, because he is Param Vaishnava and he knows everything about how these people are suffering. Yesterday we are talking about the suffering, miseries. Last 2 days we are 2 days back, two sessions we have took already, and by the someone's request, now today we are starting with the Shikshastakam. We go further. This is a very big topic, eight verses. It is very hard to describe in 1.5 hour, 1 hour lecture. So we'll be having 2 3 sessions. We'll see how we can take it today. It's depend on time and all. Uh, as we all know, we all have time now. There is nothing to do, but still we will keep it as per the standards of 1 hour lecture, and we can have tomorrow the second session. So I was talking about that. Prabhupada, he made all devotees the same way the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada followed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada followed everywhere. And current sannyasi is also doing the same thing. Parivakacharya. All the sannyasis, current sannyasis, they what do? They roam and they establish the principle of Krishna consciousness all over the world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent so many hours or so many days with all intimate devotees, close associate. As I said, Swarup Damodar, Ramandar Rai, Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Haridas Thakur, and they discussed about different verses from different scriptures, and they used to do the Istagosti. Two few days back, we also did on this Istagosti. So outcome of this, all the scriptures, the churning, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to give a perfect instruction, and with that instruction, this all exalted devotee started writing the books. In what I said is from 13th to 18th, from 30th age to 48th age. Yeah, so he did uh, all the things what I said before about associating, giving the association and given the all the instruction. Antya Leela concludes that 20 chapters, you all must be having it, and 20th chapter, its final chapter of Antya Leela, it's as a Shikshastakam prayers, right? Well, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami speaks about, describes these verses very nicely, explaining in Mahaprabhu's verse. If we say, uh, uh, I'll just find that sloka 3.2.64. So in a very last chapter, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, all verses took from Padyavali of Rupa Goswami and put into this. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally speaking these all verses to all this exalted, uh, all the associates. And this is the what we say. Uh, this all 8 verses are the what we say essence of all the Vedic literatures. Bhagavatam, Upanishads, we say Chaitanya Charitamrita, nectar of devotion, nectar of introduction, everything. If you just bring all the Vedas and Upanishad and Bhagavatam, everyone together, you just put in one box, and you just do something like, just you mix it everything, and what outcome will come? This is Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is no need of reading other scriptures. If it's not like that we don't have to read it, but this is the essence. Because we are into the material world, and and in this quarantine period also, we are not finding proper time to practice our devotion in proper way, how the Prabhupada. We are hardly getting time. We have 24 hours. Out of that, we must be sleeping 8 hours, 16 hours, working if somebody is working from home. And it's quite difficult to go through with the such a big books, Bhagavatam. लोग पढ़ देखते ही डर जाते हैं. 2 years back, in a Bhadra Purnima, each one of our group members gifted to each other and opened his Swarga Dwar, right? He opened his Dwar, and they said what? Okay, it is a very important in Bhadra Purnima. It is mentioned in 12.12.12 in Bhagavatam. If somebody's gift Bhagavatam set on a Bhadra Purnima day, he attains the love of God. And we did it. But are you convinced with that? Yes, it is written. If it is said that if somebody takes it for reading, but we are very much what we say, that unfortunate, we have not completed that full set. As in when we were on a marathon time, I have described you how much time you will take to read all these books in a lifespan. Anybody knows? If anybody knows in detail, they can unmute and he can tell me. He can tell everyone who's there online, who can tell. For reading whole Bhagavatam, how much time you will take? Anyone? Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita, different shlokas. If we read a single day, 1 page or 2 page, or if I'll keep a 1 hour reading or something, how much time? Years you will take. Years. Yeah. So Jayesh Prabhu wrote 50 years. 50 साल लग जाएंगे. So we are already in the middle of age of 30 to 40 and 50 years. So next, not possible. क्योंकि इतने साल तो जीने ही वाले नहीं. And this corona is there, so we don't know. 21 days, 31 days, corona के वजह से क्या कभी हो जाएगा, we don't know. So to read this all scriptures, to understand and to learn from this all scriptures, it's very difficult. It's so difficult, but it's not impossible. As I yesterday said, it's totally required what? Surrenderness. So it's very important that, so that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this 8 verses. And he knows that in this Kali Yuga, people are not so qualified. So this Shikshastakam prayers, they include the summary of all the Vedic knowledge. It's a summary. If we say, it's so instructing in that just 1 minute. So these verses are take us from first shloka to the last shloka. It's from the hierarchy, from basic to the higher level. So these 8 verses slowly takes us one step forward. Astakam means it's a poem. If we say it's a Astakam, Shikshastakam is a poem. So Shikshastakam. So sublime instruction, as we can say this. This is a sublime instruction, all the literature's essence, and this is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to us. He personally spoke these verses, and he expected that we should follow this on. So sometimes devotee asks, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just gave this 8 verses? Why he didn't wrote any own composition? He talked so many things to all the disciples, but he personally didn't wrote. What is the reason for that? What is the answer? The answer is that I heard from the very senior devotee that answer is that he felt this is a sufficient for us. Prabhupada wrote near about 113 books, as we discussed earlier 2 months back in when the marathon period was happening. Prabhupada once said, okay, I have given you everything for this golden age, but you all are rascals, you are not going to follow it. This is a Prabhupada, once he said in once his lecture. He was knowing. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also was knowing that this is all Vedic literature and this all the scriptures, such a vast Vedas, all the 4 Vedas, Upanishad, and we say uh, uh, Bhagavatam and all. It is not going to. It's there. Everybody's are not going to read. So for that type of category, I have to give something. What? So it's 8 verses, Shikshastakam, so important for us. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt, I don't have to write anything. Whatever I wanted to say, it is all here in this 8 verses. So can you imagine how important are these all verses? And Krishnadas Kaviraj in this Shikshastakam 3 of chapter, he said, we will recite the sloka that 6.3.2 20.63. We will chant this, and I'll tell you. So I will chant from. So all I have books. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this composed eight slokas, which has all the essence, but also he personally wanted to taste. That's why he gave. It is a very nectarian, all the verses. So, so sometimes we feel that this is just a slokas. Every day morning we recite, but it has a very deep meaning of each slokas, each sloka, very deep meaning. So if we go more deeper, it has a different level of transcendental knowledge. It's so deep knowledge. If it will take lifetime if we go more deeper. I don't want to make you afraid, but this is what uh, in this ocean of bliss we have to keep swimming, and we will find the happiness in it. So Kaviraj Goswami explained, I'll 3.20.64. पूर्वे अष्ट श्लोका करी लोक शिक्षा दिला सेई अष्ट श्लोकेर अर्थ अपने अस्वदिला. Once again I will recite. पूर्वे अष्ट श्लोक करी लोके शिक्षा दिला सेई अष्ट श्लोकेर अर्थ अपने स्वदिला. Translation. The Lord had performed formally composed these 8 verses. Uh, uh, don't take it. Jesh, okay, if you want. The Lord had, okay. The Lord had formally composed these 8 verses to teach people in general. Now he personally tasted the meaning of the verses, which are called a Shikshastakam. So what is it? As I said earlier, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to, himself he wanted to taste it. As we all know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in this material world. He's a combination of Radha Bhav and devotee. He wanted to learn from him. He wanted to he wanted to establish the Sankirtan movement and the love of service, love of Radha Rani. He wanted to establish. That's why he came here. So in this verse 3.2064, पूर्व अष्ट श्लोक करी लोक शिक्षा दिला से अष्ट श्लोकेर अर्थ अपने स्व दिला. So beautiful. If somebody is earlier also I said कि अगर चैतन्य चरितामृत पढ़ना हो तो बंगाली सीखना पड़ेगा. It's so beautiful. It's so nectarian. If you go to the Chaitanya, you go through the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So beautiful. The Lord had formally composed this 8 verse to teach people in general. Now he personally tasted the meaning of the verses, which are called a Shikshastakam. There is a next verse also. So it's a, if we go next verse 3.2065. 3.2065, can you Jesh bring in this? Yeah. प्रभुर शिक्षाष्टक श्लोक यही पदे सुने कृष्ण प्रेम भक्ति तार बड़े दिने दिने. प्रभुर शिष्टाष्टक श्लोक यही पदे सुने कृष्ण प्रेम भक्ति तार बड़े दिने दिने. So beautiful. If anyone recite or hears these 8 verses of instruction by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his aesthetic love and devotion for Krishna increased day by day. If somebody recites, his aesthetic love, devotion for Krishna increase day by day. Such a beautiful. In over all the temples in ISKCON, every day we chant early morning after Mangalarti. And uske baad, sometimes this becomes a mechanical thing that we just recite and that's all. But it's good to feel eager and chant the holy names. But same time we have to meditate on these all 8 verses deep meaning while chanting. It's, we chant, when we chant, and if we know the deep meaning of this all Shikshastakam verses, it will be a very helpful to chant more dedicated. So before we go to in detail of each verses, we'll go little bit go behind just behind the little philosophical. So can we have a next slide, Jess? I share you. I just WhatsApp you, Jess. That can you bring the first slide? Haribol? No, no, no. WhatsApp. I have shared you, Jess. In WhatsApp, there is a 2 slide. I can also show here. Uh, just open your WhatsApp and the yes, this slide. Can you zoom it? Or yeah, stage of pure devotion service. So we are going little bit in philosophy about the Shikshastakam. What is Shikshastakam all? So we are practicing Uttama Bhakti. So there is a progression of our devotion. How we starts. We are beginners in devotion service, and slowly we have to go higher, higher and higher. And what is our ultimate goal is Prema Bhakti, which is a pure love of God. Before that is a Bhav Bhakti, you are able to see that. There is a stage where ecstatic symptoms of devotion it expressed. So we see Krishna face to face sometimes. And sadhana bhakti is a stage of bhakti, is a perform at the stage of practitioner who haven't attained perfection. So if we say doctors, so we say no, doctor is a in practitioner. So practice means he's not yet become perfect. So that so so this analogy, if there is some doctor over here, I'm so sorry. So practice, if somebody says that doctor is practicing, so he's practicing means he's in learning stage, he's not perfect, right? So sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. We are sadhana bhakti is a practitioner, and we are in the stage of sadhana bhakti. So there is a broadly speaking sadhana bhakti and sadhya bhakti. In sadhana bhakti also comes this sadhya. So siddha means perfect, sadhya bhakti. Siddha bhaktas, they do perfect bhakti. It's a topmost stage. So sadhana bhakti to we have to elevate to bhava bhakti. From bhava bhakti we have to elevate to prema bhakti. So what is our goal? To reach the prema bhakti. This is a third stage. Sadhana bhakti and prema bhakti, there is in Betel, there is a bhava bhakti. Prema bhakti is it's a fully you can say it's a topmost prema bhakti. But sadhana we are still practicing because we have not got that taste. As earlier also I said, if we are eating we say it's a sugar, but we don't know the taste of the sugar, how sweeten is the rasgulla. I have given you example of rasgulla. So koi shakkar kha ke hi khush ho jayega. He said yes, sugar is more tasty. But if somebody tasted the rasgulla, so every day he wants what he wants. He wants rasgulla because that is more tasty. So the same way, we have not uh, we have not tasted it, that prema bhakti, and that's why we are still into the practitioner. Once we reach to that bhava bhakti, then we elevate it in prema bhakti. So going further, just 1 minute, I'll just. So in sadhana bhakti, what comes? We we follow the instruction of our guru. We follow the scriptures and we practice, and then we slowly get elevated to the bhav bhakti. In bhav bhakti, and then again we go to the prema bhakti. It's like we say uh, uh, we don't have natural type of attraction to the Krishna. We have some attraction, that's why we are here in in this platform, and we have some just keep that screen only. So we have to keep reminding ourselves about the chanting, about reading. So we are forcingly we are doing it. So that's why we it is called as a sadhaka. It is called as a sadhaka. We are convincing ourselves, I have to do it. I have to do it. Raganuga is different as a practice only, but it has to be come out with naturally. Like after a 3 o'clock in the early morning, I have seen the ashram of our Guru Maharaj, how he practiced. 3:30 gets up in the morning, whatever happens. But the stage is not, we have not that understood that stage so far. That we have not reached to that stage because he's not in the sadhaka, he is a prema. All the sannyasis, all the exalted devotees of ISKCON, they are in the prema. Like early morning, they have to get up and they don't have to put the efforts to get up early morning. Automatically happens. Why? Because they have practiced and they have reached to that goal. But for our type of devotee, sadhaka, are utho, then our alarm goes in a snooze mode, like snooze for 5 minutes, then next 5 minutes, then next 5 minutes. It goes and goes and goes on. So, so stage of bhava, uh, it's little bit difficult. It's a qualification to see the Lord face to face. And sadhana, bhava, and prema, bhakti, uh, this is three types of bhakti. And why I'm saying this, because it has some relation with this our Shikshastakam prayers. This has some relations. Right now you must be finding it, okay, Prabhuji, what is this? But later on, it is going to get connect. I'm going to connect it. So I'm just going to keep it as a simple, but it doesn't look like, right? So next slide, Jess, can you bring stage of Vedic knowledge? Yeah. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave entire Vedic knowledge uh, in a Shikshastakam, and that is also in a three different stages. So that is a first is Sambandha Gyan first. Sambandha means what? Sambandha means it's Sambandha means it's a connection, and it established your connection with the Lord. I am a soul, I am not the body, right? Yes. Some question is came, so just keep it with you that question. After this session completes, we are going to have a question and answer session, and definitely I can give you the answer on that. So definitely I'll answer you that question. What the question? I just wrote it. I just saw it, and definitely stay on. So we are right now on a stage of Vedic knowledge. That is the essence of concludes of this. In Sambandha. I'm establishing my Sambandha. Like Sambandha means the relationship. I'm trying to establish my relationship with the Lord. That is called Sambandha. It also includes the understanding the natures of all the universe knowledge, uh, tattvas, how the souls enter in this material world, what is his relations with his body. This all technical terms comes in the Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha Gyan. That's all comes in the Sambandha. One cannot really perform Krishna consciousness successfully or sustainably will in general proper knowledge of Sambandha Gyan. So Bhagavad Gita is a Sambandha Gyan, fundamental. Bhagavad Gita established all your fundamental principles. It is called as a Sambandha. Whatever, what is a Kal, what is Yuga, what is a Karma, what is a Yoga, what is my duty, what is a different type of duties, different types of demigods. So this all answers you get in Bhagavad Gita, which is the questions asked by the Arjuna. That question was not for Arjuna, that teachings. It's for the Arjuna, but by, by the uh, Arjuna asked this question for us. This Bhagavad Gita is for us. And this all the knowledge. So we can say the Bhagavad Gita is a Sambandha Gyan literature. Bhagavad Gita. And it's a begin to understand. And we have to act according to our Sambandha. And to begin, when we start understanding this Sambandha Gyan, and we start behaving, start acting according to the Sambandha Gyan, that comes in as a abhidheya. Understood? After getting a knowledge of Sambandha Gyan, we understand and we start serving Lord. All the activities of service, loving service towards the Lord, it comes in a abhidheya. Like if I give an example of, we chant, we kirtan, we sit and hear, right? We make flower garlands, cooking foods, take prasadam. This all comes in a abhidheya. And then ultimately by doing these two practice, what we are going to achieve, what is a goal, what is a fruit of this, of our endeavors, that is called a prayojana. The prayojan ultimate goal is what? Pure love of God, Krishna prema. When we reach to that prayojana, we stop do everything, like we stop doing our all the practice and right, and we just sitting, right? So so it's not like that. I was just joking in that. uh, when we uh, from the Sambandha Gyan to Abhideya, when we reach to the Prayojana, when we reach to the Prayojana, it requires more attention. Same practice, same practice we needed, more practice we needed. We never stop our devotion service, but we increased our devotion service by reaching there. Bef- Once we reach to that stage, in a working, we are on a probation, right? We are on probation in a working, like we were. Once we reach the stage of Krishna prem, and we are eligible to go back home to Godhead, so it's a in a prayojan. We do everything, whatever we are doing earlier in prayojana. That doesn't mean we stop serving, we stop japa. It doesn't mean that. We do everything, chanting, hearing, reading, serving, with a pure devotion. We do all with all pure devotions. Because why? Because we have all sambandha gyan. We have all the knowledge about this material world, about our the relation with our family, with our relation with the God. What is the importance of doing mangalarti at home? What is the importance of eating Krishna Prasad only. What is the importance of following four rules and regulation? This all we know. And because of this, we relish more about our devotion practice, and we seriously do our devotion service. Why we are not able to do right now? Because our sambandha gyan is incomplete. We have not understood yet what is my constitutional position in this material world. As we are discussing yesterday, that we still feel that this is all, this material world is to, is for enjoyment by this all our 10 senses, but it is not like that. So it's if we say, I'll give you the example of mango. uh, Initially the mango, where when it is at the tree, it's a green covered with the green tree, and if we cut and eat, it's not so tasty, and it's weak in the sauce, not much, and we don't eat it because, but mango, it is connection with the tree, it has a connection with the tree, and he's is practicing for nectar. What we say, he's connected with the tree. Because of he's connected with the tree, he's collecting the essence, his sweetness, right, his sweetness in it. So once the mango becomes fully, we can say it's ready with the orange, reddish, yellowish orange, and at that time, when we cut and eat, it's so sweet, it's nectarian, right? This is what prayojana bhakti. We find that fruit, it is totally paka hua fruit, right? So it's so this, we feel that this, once we, before this slide, uh, I we saw that different types of sadhaka, sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. And the next slide, we understood about sambandha gyan, abhideya gyan, and prayojana. So the two slides, knowledge is written in this Shikshastakam prayer. It is given in detail. Each verse is, if we say, it can be gone. The each verses are so deep meaning. It will be having a more than 1 day session. We have a different acharyas commentaries on it. It's so deep and so fruitive, and it's so nectarian. This all the verses knowledge. So 8 verses which is there right now. Uh, we will take it in the next stage of next lecture. We will understand about, as I said earlier, the first verse to 8 verse, it elevates our, and it elevates means from where to where, from to bhava bhakti to prema bhakti, and from sambandha jnana to prayojana. So these 8 verses, I'll just give you today a brief analogy behind the scientific reason, or we say it's a reason behind what was the reason to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us the Shikshastakam. Only 8 verses. Why he gave, how this Shikshastakam came to us. So this is what, and from next or today evening, if you are comfortable, or we can take it tomorrow evening, we will discuss about each verses now. I'll take it in a 3 days. Next tomorrow or today evening, we can take it four slokas of it, and then next we'll take it four slokas in a day after tomorrow. So this is the 8 verses. Every day we have to recite. Every day we have to understand properly and recite. So anybody is not recited and nobody knows about it, start reading every day. ये शॉर्टकट है आपके लिए, सब लोग के लिए. This is a shortcut. क्योंकि as I said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said कि this is the essence of all the literatures. This is the essence of all the literatures. So you start reading, reciting every day early morning, at whatever time you are getting up early morning. Before starting the chanting, you read this. It is there in our Vaishnav song books, 22 number page. You read it. After a month, you will be recite. So जब ये हमारा क्वारंटाइन खुलेगा, हम जेल से जब निकलेंगे, we will come out, we will, while driving, why anywhere, we'll read it. Or then we will see that all the slokas, will understand it, and we will establish our sambandha with the Lord. I hope this was not so difficult to understand. I tried my best to make you understand philosophy behind Shikshastakam, and what is the analogy, and how the slokas are elevated from first to eight, and what is the relationship in each verses. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any question or any comment, please unmute and ask the question. And again, if there is no disturbance, then you can keep unmute. But if there is a disturbance surrounding your area, then please mute again after asking the question. Vasuman Prabhu is there. Haribol. Hare Krishna. He left. Okay. I saw Vasuman Prabhu, who's my Prabhuji. You may answer the question now. Can you ask the question? I want everyone to listen that question. Please unmute and ask. Haribol. What is the role of Maya in the sadhana, and how to, just can you again, I get it, I get the question full. Haribol. Can I get the question again? Can you bring it on a screen? I'll see in the chat. Okay. What is the role of Maya in this sadhana, and how to avoid it? You may address my question later as well. Okay. Okay. So Prabhuji, what is the role of Maya in this sadhana, and how to avoid it? Oh, very good. Very good question. What is the role of Maya in this sadhana? There is a two Maya. One Maya is Mahamaya, and second is Yoga Maya. So Mahamaya is not favorable to your devotion, and Yoga Maya is a favorable to your devotion. The both are the potency of Lord Krishna himself. उनकी ही शक्ति है. As we all know, we are then part and parcel of Krishna, and at the Golok Vrindavan Dham, we were where we are serving Krishna, and we expressed our desire that we wanted to enjoy like you. because in that abode, Krishna is only the supreme personality of Godhead. He is a Param Purush. He is a Param Purush. He is an enjoyer in this abode, right? If I say in your home, you are the one who is a center. Yeah, center में आप ही हो आपके घर में. Once your family gives less importance or don't give you the importance, and somebody else have come here in your house, and they started serving them better. And see, guest का तो करना चाहिए. But if somebody comes, so what you will feel bad? Same way, Krishna said, what you will say at our home? अरे वो उसका तो उसको अपने घर पे भेजो उसको, वो ही उसकी फैमिली है वो सर्व करेगी. Here in our that's what, वो उसका घर कौन सा है? This material world. What Krishna said, you wanted to enjoy, I'll give you this material world, go and enjoy. You make your family, you enjoy. So while doing sadhana, what is the role of Maya, right? What is the role of Maya? To stop doing, stopping you for doing sadhana. That is his role. What is his role or her role? That he will make you sleepy. He didn't give you so much interest for attending lectures, coming to the temple. She didn't allow you. Why? Because Krishna gave her the duty. That is her duty, to stop you. Why? प्रभु जी एक बार बोलते हमें करना है, and Krishna says के मनमना भव मद्भक्तो मद्याजीमा ममस्कुरु सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य मामेकम शरणम व्रज. Krishna says, हाँ मुझे नमन करो, मेरी शरण में आओ, मुझे प्रणाम करो, and then सर्व धर्मान परित्यज्य, सर्व धर्म को त्याग करो, मेरी शरण में आओ. Krishna saying, and now you are saying what I'm saying, that Maya stops you to coming closer to Krishna. Maya stops you because Krishna wanted to taste you. Krishna wanted to taste you that कि आप पक्के हुए कि नहीं भक्ति में. You are strong enough to fight with Maya. If you become very strong to fight with Maya, and this Maya gives effect, and in earlier slide we said sadhana bhakti, then bhav bhakti, and prema bhakti. So this Maya affects all of them in all the bhaktis. So we have to be very cautious to be away from Maya. How to be away from Maya? Dedication. Our dedication required much. I wanted to do it. I will chant early morning. I will complete my rounds. I will read. I will eat Krishna Prasad only. I will take my family to the temple every Sunday once I come out from this quarantine. I will go and associate with the devotees. Maya will stop you initially. She will bring hurdles while doing this all. But once your strong conviction, your dedication, you will express to the Maya, same Maya will give you the way to reach the Krishna. The same Maya convert into the Yoga Maya, and that will give you the path to come closer to the Krishna. One, because you have passed that exam. You have cleared that exam. Now Maya said, okay, you are ready. So you just go to the next. So in sadhana bhakti, we find this Maya always giving troubles in everyone, to me or to everyone. Okay. It was very short period yesterday night when I got that message that devotees wanted to hear about Shikshastakam, and it was very small period to prepare my lecture. So I'm so sorry if somebody missed or it was not properly planned. So I'm so sorry. But in the morning, early morning, I completed my round. I got up at very early morning. I completed my round. Then I started preparing, and around 8:39. I slept. I was reading, and in my bed, my son came and Papa, and he's telling my wife, Papa so gaye. And then I'm slept. So the Maya affecting everyone. But उठ गया again reading, so I'm fighting with Maya again. It's not like that कि मैंने book बंद कर दी और चद्दर ओढ़ के सो गया. So that is a favorable situation you are creating to Maya. So Maya जीत गई या जीत गई तभी. माया बोली हाँ मैंने काम अच्छा किया, मैंने उसको जीता लिया, मैंने उसके ऊपर अपना कंट्रोल पा लिया. So Maya has a strong role, but it's all depend on you how you defeat. And Maya likes to get defeat. She likes, sorry, I'm just every time using he, but she likes to get defeated by the devotee. अरे मैं हार गई, अच्छा हुआ. Why? Because of this, you got elevated and you connected with Krishna, and Krishna is her what you say, let's say it's a source, and that is his duty, her duty, that to take you to Krishna. But parallelly, her duty is to stop you also and taste it in every moment. He tests every time to us. I hope it's clear. And if you have any doubt, we can go further in personal chat also. Anybody has any questions? Any doubt? I've not seen anybody. I'm just unmuting all. Anybody has any comment or question? If you don't have, then second question. Okay. In chanting mantras of other gods, says Durga, Shiva, I'll just see. In chanting mantras of other gods, says Durga, Shiva, crime while chanting Mahamantra? Crime. Okay. It's not a crime. But once we establish in sadhana bhakti, in sadhaka, or if we sambandha, we, as yesterday you were not there, but I'll tell you what is a knowledge, eternal knowledge. We are discussing about the knowledge, and the knowledge is that Krishna stu Bhagwan Swayam, right? Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. We come to know in Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself said, what? Manmana bhav madbhakto madhya jiva. I am, you just, and sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sarvam vaja. He said in 18th chapter, these all verses, and this all verse states that he is a supreme personality of Godhead. Everything comes out of him. And this Durga Devi is the expansion of Krishna himself. Shivji is a Rudra avatar of Krishna himself. It comes from, see, Krishna is there, and from Krishna there is a Vasudev, Pradyumna, Sankarshan, and Aniruddha. Yeah, and from Sankarshan there is a Vishnu is coming out, right? And from there is an expansion. I can give you the tree where, if I wanted to ask one question, okay, Shivji is sitting in the Kailash and he is meditating something. Which mantra he chants? Anybody knows which mantra he chants? Somebody is meditating, he's sitting, so he's thinking something. He's thinking something. He must be meditating something. He's in a posture of meditating something. So if Shivji is meditating someone, so why can't we directly go and meditating him? So So there is no sin or there is no path for chanting these mantras, but we know that supreme personality of Godhead is Krishna, and in Kali Yuga, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the mantra only who can elevate you and take home back home to Godhead. If I tell you in detail, there is a Kali Shankarsha Upanishad. It is clearly asked by when Narad Muni went to the Brahmaji and asked in Kali Yuga what will be the instrument for getting deliverance? What will be the instrument? Then we got the answer. What is the answer? Anybody knows? I've told uh, Jai Ruchi Mataji. What is that shloka? Amit Jha Prabhu is also here. Nikhil Prabhu, Agnivesh Prabhu. What is the shloka? Kali Shankar Upanishad.
Hari Nam, Hari Nam.
No, Kali Shankar Upanishad. No, not at all. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashakanam Nam Kali Kalmashanashanam Sarva. I just forget. I don't know. See, this is a material word, and it was in my mind. Uh, Iti Shodashakanam Kali Kalmashanashanam Nato Paru Nato नातो परतर उपाय सर्व वेदेशु दृश्यति. सो ये जो 16 अक्षरी, दिस इज अ 16 वर्ड्स महामंत्र इज देयर. सो ब्रह्मा जी गिवन us, this is the verse. He have seen all the literatures, all the vedas, सर्व वेदेशु दृश्यति. सर्व वेदों को देखने के बाद what? कली कलमश नाशनम. कली कलमश, ये कलयुग के सारे कलमश, ऑल द मिजरीज. नातो परतर उपाय सर्व वेदेषु दृश्यति. सर्व वेदेषु दृश्यति. नातो परतर उपाय. नातो परतर उपाय means there is no other way, there is no other process to come out of this. So this Mahamantra is given by himself, Brahmaji, is the first expansion of Lord Krishna, of Vishnu, expansion of Mahavishnu. When from the Nabi, Brahmaji expands, and from Brahmaji makes this all universe and go on. So it comes in a we say it's 11th canto of Bhagavatam. If anybody is interested about this universal and everything, the scientist and science who is much more interested in science, he or she needs to read the 11th canto of Bhagavatam. It's everything is. So there is no harm of chanting, but once we got to know what is a superior thing. If we wanted to get elevated in our office, and we know that he's not the right source, so you are not going to do work for him. You will try to impress further higher authority, so you will get a benefit more. Your salary get increased, you get work from home, or you get off sometimes. So you have to you use your intelligence, and what you do, you try to please your direct boss who's going to do the appraisal, right? So in same way, that we know that Krishna is a supreme, and uh, ultimately I have to go there. So why we should chant? Yeah, but we should not deny Shivji and Durga Mata. We cannot deny them. We should give respect as a devotee of Krishna, as a demigods. We have to give proper respect. That's all. We have to give respect to every demigods, because Vaishnava, we are Vaishnavas. We cannot disobey anyone. But we should understand that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. We all are part and parcel of Krishna.